All right, everybody. I hope all my technical issues are ironed out. Halito, everybody. Welcome back. This is CT over the NYC Indian, and today we're going to be reviewing 90 Day Fiancé the other way. I hope you guys are having a good day. I've had a really crazy past week and a half, birthdays and deaths, and I got sick, and I'm doing better now, but I'm here to give you this review. All right, I know I owe you guys some other reviews, but after watching some of those episodes, I said I don't even know if I can do it, and I made a promise that I would only give you a review if I can like literally get through it. Some of those were kind of dry, but we're talking about 90 Day Fiancé the other way today. So this is going to be brought to you from an urban Native American perspective, a mixed perspective, and a secular perspective. So hopefully everybody is on board with all of those things. I noticed some of you guys are coming over from the Majority Report with Sam Cedar. You're subscribed to him as well. I think that's really interesting. I guess where I'm getting some of my secular viewers. Welcome everyone of all, stripes and shapes and whatever. So let's get right into it. So I don't know if you guys saw the episode last night, but my goodness. All right, we're going to start off. I'm just going to go couple by couple for today's review. We start off the episode with Jen and Rishi. So Jen is with her friends and they are celebrating for what? I have no idea. A successful engagement announcement. It's a little bit early for the champagne flutes, ladies. Okay, let's put those down. So, she's saying that Rishi's about to come over, but she is a little bit worried about the living situation and she's very firm about that. So she's thinking that all systems are a go, and that they had some other little sidebar conversation later on talking about Rishi and his mom and his uncle. But since the mom went ahead and gave her her go ahead, then, the only thing that they need to iron out is the living situation. Oh, well, can you maybe live down the street, or, something, can something be worked out where you can live, close by, but not necessarily be in the home. So, I'm like, oh my God, girl. Bigger fish to fry than that. But anyway, Rishi comes over and, he's talking about, the whole living situation and stuff like that. And thank you and everything. So I said, all right, this is absolute nonsense. He breaks it to her that his mother is not going to ever accept her as his bride. And, he was heartbroken about that. And, this could have been so easily avoided. And it just goes to show, we're looking at this through an American lens. I come from my own ethnic perspective. I just don't have that kind of thing in my culture. So I know I'm looking at this as an American person, as an indigenous American person, I should say. But, like living with an entire family unit when you're used to your independence and stuff like that is just, the age difference, the distance, the language. I mean, there's so many obstacles here to overcome. But because there are so many obstacles, why were these conversations not being had initially right away? It just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't get it. I don't know. I just, this could have been avoided. And, they're both heartbroken. And she's like, wait, what? My age? They won't accept me because of my age? This is ridiculous. But because she's thinking, had this conversation happened, I don't know, like even a year ago. I mean, they've been together for 3 years. So he had a lot of time to work in the idea, even if I understand he didn't want to put it all on his parents at the same time, or on his mom. I say parents because his uncle is like a surrogate father to him, right? And, maybe there could have been, regular Skype conversations, because I think maybe he thought that maybe she'll just be around long enough and then they'll eventually kind of warm up to the idea of her. And, that's why he's like, oh, we should have listened to the astrologist. And she's like, it doesn't matter what day you would have told them. I just would have been another, 6 months older, basically. And I just, this was very heartbreaking. This has been a really good season because this really has highlighted cultural differences and how to work through these, and how some of these are just impossible to get past. I mean, I just wonder why there was not more work and effort done in the beginning, especially if he knew that his family was so dead set on having a particular family dynamic. This just was sad. I don't know. She sounds like she's been through the ringer with some of these relationships. I don't know why she didn't do a little bit more homework. I mean, I know he wasn't completely honest with her, but that's because I think at the end of the day, not because he's just a slime ball. I think just because he is so ingrained and so, just like knee deep in his culture and he can't go against it, right? This is not a Jenny and submit type situation. But this was heartbreaking. This was really, really, really heartbreaking. And, she seemed like she tried to, be strong about it. And it's like, all right, well, we just got to break this off. You know, we just got to do a clean break. We can still talk, but, I don't want to still, be continuing to go through this. And it seems like it hasn't quite completely hit him. He's still trying to think like, oh, how can I still have her? I don't want to let this relationship go. I really felt like he loved her. I really did. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he still got, some lying issues about other things. But I do feel like maybe he did like genuinely love her. I mean, this was sad. This was really, really sad. I mean, boy, what a season. What a season, right? So now we go over to Gabe. Now Gabe is, getting ready for his wedding, and apparently the night before, Isabel was late arriving to a dinner that she was supposed to have with Gabe and Monica. I don't know if Monica's and Gabe's mom was supposed to be there, but apparently Monica got upset and decides that she's not going to come to the wedding. So she's basically using her control over her brother to manipulate him. I just thought, how unfair. I mean, how unfair. Monica was being an absolute ass in this episode. And we saw a little bit of that at the airport. We definitely saw it at that dinner. And, and I even gave her just like, I mean, she was definitely being bitchy, right? But I gave her just a little bit because I was like, okay, knowing how difficult it is for Gabe and his transition and everything that he's gone through and not having their dad in their life and just, all these things, like really feeling that extra sense of protection towards Gabe because, Gabe's history, right? His gender history and everything. I thought that, okay, I'll give her a little bit, just a little bit. She's kind of protective, but a little bit unnecessarily bitchy though at the same time, right? And we really got to see her true colors to say she is not going to be in the wedding. So now Gabe is completely upset. Isabel doesn't know what's going on. She's over there getting everything together, doing people's hair, doing people's makeup. On your wedding day, people are supposed to be doing that for you. Her mom's sewing away, slaving away at the sewing machine. And Gabe is, crying into his pillow. And he tells his mom about what happened. And the mom is like, oh, you know how Monica is. You just can't let her ruin your day. Come on. And I noticed that there was no she didn't call, Monica, Gabe and Monica's mom didn't call Monica up and be like, get your ass over here. What the hell are you doing? Don't ruin this for Gabe. And Gabe is a little bit immature. And I don't remember how old Gabe is, but he's a little bit on the immature side. And Isabel is like, she's got this whole ready-made family and everything like that. She's more serious than he is. And I feel that maybe emotionally, he is so connected to Monica that anything that seems like would be some sort of disapproval from her would just devastate him. And this is the day he's supposed to be enjoying. It's supposed to be the day he's looking forward to, the day he's starting a new chapter. Now he was a man before he became a man, but now he's really becoming a man. You're taking on a family, you own a business, you did everything the right way. So, I mean, well, there was a little lack of research before we got to Columbia, but, you're doing it the right way. You're doing the best that you possibly can. And with all of that, that's still not recognized by your sister. And that's painful. And I don't know if it's because, is it like a pretty privileged thing? I know Monica's very pretty. Maybe people have always kind of pacified her and made her feel like, she can say whatever. I don't know, but she seemed to be such an unkind person in this episode. And I said, that's not right. It's just not right. And as a result, now Gabe is not doing what he needs to do, which is to be there for Isabel. That's their day, right? It's not just Gabe's day, that's their day. So Isabel, while she's trying to prepare everything, she's nailing tacks in the wall and hanging curtains and doing everything else, she's got to worry about, oh my God, is there even going to be a wedding? It's 90 minutes to the wedding and Gabe is not even here. I text Gabe, he's saying he's late, but he won't tell me what's going on. How are you going to do that? Like, that's so selfish, Gabe. That's so selfish. The dynamic between him and the sister, that can ruin their marriage. That can really ruin their marriage because she's going to be nasty. Remember how nasty she was coming off the airplane? Oh, you don't speak English? How nasty was that? Oh, my God. Ugh. So anyway, yeah, I just, the mom, she tries to console him, but, apparently Monica just bothers everybody in the family, right? I don't know. I guess they're all used to it and they pacify her behavior. I don't agree with that. So now we go to Osama and Debbie. So Osama has lunch with his sister and tells his sister about the fight with Debbie. He regrets what he says. I shouldn't have said those things. And, I wasn't thinking. And his sister's like, well, I get it. I mean, you've always wanted to leave here, but you got to consider, what she wants too. So then we head on over to Debbie. Debbie, Osama and Debbie, they meet up. And it seems as though he is apologetic with his sister, but he doubles down when he talks to Debbie. He was like, look, I told you, I need to be a poet, artist, painter, okay? And that's what I need to be in life. And that's what I'm going to do in America. And you're going to make that happen. Debbie was like, oh, Shama, well, you just were a character. That's not what you said. Like in her best, like Judy Garland voice. I don't know where this woman comes from. She is from another planet. She is from another planet, that Debbie. She was just living in the clouds and just, thinking, oh, he's going to be a wonderful artist and he's going to be great to me and everything like that. But it didn't quite turn out to be. And she was like, well, he was just bamboozling me and just, he just pulled my heart out of my moo-moo and just, oh, I don't know what to do. So thank God Debbie has finally come to her senses. And thank God that this guy came right out and said exactly what he meant. And I'm glad this didn't drag on too long. But, Debbie's like, you know what, even though I'm going to have to go home and eat shit, basically, with my kid, I'm just going to have to do this and break this off. So thank God, at least Debbie, now, she wasn't very bright before, but at least she was smart enough to say, okay, I'm not going to go back for this foolishness. Because that's what we see a lot of times. People get treated like crap and then they just go back for more. Sir, can I, another one, sir, please. So, he knew what he was out for in the beginning, and she didn't apparently, and it's unfortunate. So you know what, Debbie, you had your Moroccan adventure. She goes back and she has all her suitcases. My husband's like, wow, she's got all those suitcases. I said, yeah, because she thought she was moving. She thought she was relocating. She wasn't going there for like a couple of days. Come back to the States. I'm sure you already got your Medicare set up. You can make your doctor's appointments and stuff like that. I mean, keep your health care and everything like that. Let him get his teeth and his eyeball fixed on his own dime. Forget that. I can't, or eyeballs, I should say, because both those eyes are going in separate directions. I just think that, if that's what he wanted from the beginning, he should have just said from the very beginning, look, you're a lot older than me. I'm a lot younger than you. We have the same interests. Let's get married. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe it'll be an open marriage. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. Be honest, because you would be surprised how many people would say, okay, but she's thinking she's in some fairy tale with somebody young enough to be her grandson. Okay, let's face it, Debbie. But you know what? Hey, hopefully Debbie will get a spinoff or something. Debbie was great. So now we're back with Chris. So Chris gets back to Bogota, and it's been 5 months. Her and Jamie, they reunite. They're avoiding all the difficult conversations, but eventually, shit's gonna hit the fan. So Jamie, they're gonna be celebrating Jamie's birthday. They go to the swimming pool, but Jamie's still a little bit pissed because this was supposed to have happened on her actual birthday, but because Chris got stuck in Alabama dealing with her son's legal situation, she wasn't able to come back. So it's a belated celebration. Eventually, they start having some sort of issues and start, like addressing what was going on. So I mean, I don't know. These two should have never gotten married so fast. They should have had time together. But wait a minute, hold on. All right, fashion police segment. All right, guys. What? Okay, listen. For each episode of 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way, season 4, we need to have a segment called What the Fuck Was Chris Wearing? All right? She came in with a felt flapper hat with a flower on it and a white rainbow stripe blazer with heart patches, which could be kind of cool if you just kind of did that the right way. But she paired it with a red sequins top, like a retired solid gold dancer got rid of their old trunk and their grandkids found it somewhere and gave it to, like, I don't know, the Goodwill, paired with ruby teardrop earrings. I was like, what is Jamie seeing this woman? Jamie is over there looking good. She's got her little jumpsuit on. Jamie always looks stylish. She always looks like, like she's got like all the fresh, like, the modern, I just, I'm not like a modern dresser per se, but I just always love the way she dresses. She always looks great. And I'm like, can't you help her out a little bit? Oh my God, I don't understand what Chris is wearing all the time. But then again, sometimes that could be, a prelude to poor decisions. Because if you're going to go on national television and wear that, honey, you're clearly making some, very poor choices in life. That's terrible. I know, I'm just being petty. It's just my little fashion corner segment. Don't get mad, right? So now we go over to Johan. All right, we end off with Johan. So Johan decides to meet up with Danielle's ex again. And he finally grows a brain and decides to apologize for what he knows were completely inappropriate comments about Danielle and about his member size. And, the guy's like, oh, it's all right, man, no problem, no problem. And then he starts saying, well, do you, how is she with like the controlling issue? Because I find her to be very controlling and she's not, oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me. She's not very flexible. And I was like, okay, well, the thing is that Johan has a very small mentality. He's an island boy, he grew up in poverty, Now, this is different than some of the other couples we see from other countries, because in this particular culture, it's a Latin culture, women still have agency. It's not like he hasn't seen Latin women own businesses and be on top and be in charge and stuff like that. But I think he wants a little bit more compromise. But he needs to work on his machismo thing, and this, again, is cultural. Now, and I don't feel that he is above getting to that place. But you have to meet somewhere in the middle. And I feel as though the conversation that he had with Danielle when he, said, hey, I met up with your ex, we worked things out. He seems like a nice guy and everything like that. He's saying, but, I need you to work on, your controlling nature. And she's like, well, basically, I need you to work on the machismo. They both have to work on it to make it work because they're from different cultures, they're different ages, different stages in life, right? She's at that, almost retirement, screw it, sip coconuts, on the beach kind of mentality. Like, fuck you, you're not going to tell me what to do. And he's very like, oh, but you're a wife now and you need to do X, Y, and Z. So when you're coming from two very, like, sort of misogynistic ideas and very, very ultra liberal ideas, it can be very hard to come in the middle. But at least if you would have spent a little bit more time and not, decide to go and just run and marry Vacation Bay, then maybe you would have figured this out before you got married. They don't know each other. I mean, he thought, oh, she just, a rich American woman, who like studies brujeria, like witchery or something, witchcraft or something like that. That's all he knew about her. That's all he knew. Instead of really getting to know, like, when that's why you date and you court for a while, so you get to, talk about scenarios. You watch a movie and you see a scene in that movie and you're like, oh, what would you do in that situation? And then if you come into a big fight and you realize, oh, wait a minute, we're on totally different pages, we would never be able to, get on the same page about certain things. And some things are complete deal breakers, right? So I don't see this lasting. I really don't see it lasting. I don't like Danielle, but at the same time, I have to say that, some of his ideas are quite misogynistic. Let's just, be honest. But again, he's not like, if you work, I feel like he's malleable. I think if you work on him a little bit and you show him some flexibility, I feel as though you could get him to the point where he can understand that women are not just for having children. So, you can't always get to that point with some people. They're just so like that. I think he could get there, but he needs a little bit more work. And I understand people don't want to take on projects. She's just like, nope, this is it. Da, 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 da. Well, you said you loved him, so you know what? Instead of just being so, I don't know. I feel like she's not looking and seeing that this could be something that could be worked on. I feel like she's just being like, well, this is it. You take it or leave. This is it. This is it. This is it. And it's like she's not thinking. First of all, for certain things, yes, there needs to be a workaround. But for the meeting up with the ex thing, a lot of married people, are not going to feel comfortable with that. I mean, you can't just say to a person, oh, well, I don't care. I'm meeting up with my ex and that's it. I don't care what you say about it. That is so unfair, right? But for other things about marriage, yes, he needs to work on. But I agreed with him about meeting up with his ex. But I mean, at the end of the day, he found out, or how should I say it? He wound up finding out that the guy is not someone that he doesn't feel like he wouldn't like, but he still doesn't feel comfortable because the guy is young, he's good looking, he's tall, they play basketball together, he's athletic, and, he apologized for what he said, but he still thinks like that, right? That's still his mentality. So anyway, yeah, Danielle, she needs to come back to the States and pay her bills. So, Debbie, well, we already talked about Debbie, right? She's ready to go back to the States and everything. And, girlfriend, it was so funny right before she headed back. She was she was like, oh my God, it's a desert for margaritas around here. She was desperate for some libations. Debbie, you need to come back stateside and enjoy like your golden years, taking whatever pills or whatever little, drinks and things that, our legal system allows. And, you can just enjoy yourself instead of being so restricted over there in Morocco. So anyway, yeah, so, I mean, that was basically about it. I mean, we talked about Jen and Rishi and yeah, we talked about everybody this episode. Now, we did not get, who wasn't on this week? It was somebody. Oh, we didn't get Nicole and Mahmoud, and it's kind of good. I needed a break from them, okay? Because until I see some passports and some tickets to the States, I don't even want to talk about that because it's not going to work. She's not going to work over there living in the Middle East. It's just not going to work. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's my review. I'm going to do a very short chat about Married at First Sight in a couple of minutes here. Very short because, honey, there was not a whole lot to talk about. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And that's about it. I'll see you in a few minutes. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please turn on your notification bell. Subscribe first, then turn on your notification bell so you know whenever I go live. And I will talk to you soon. And I will see you on Thursday for the next Married at First Sight. But I'm going to do a little small Married at First Sight for the one that I missed last week right now. Okay, see you soon. Chippy